Welcome to Designing Adobe XD. And look, there's my co-host sneaking in today. Welcome. We're back after a long absence. We were down at Max, and we announced some exciting stuff. And today we are here to talk about it. So, but I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. My name is Talin Wadsworth. I'm the lead designer for Adobe XD. And oh, dude, Osama, that intro is amazing. We'll get to that in a sec. So I'm Talin Wadsworth. I'm the lead designer for Adobe XD, and here we are today on Designing Adobe XD, the Friday show, where we kind of give you insights into kind of how we go about designing and building Adobe XD, and how we use Adobe XD. And here joining me today, last second, it was right down to the wire when he's going to join, my good friend, Mr. Michael Chase.
Hey, Talin.
Of course, of Adobe Live fame, the man, the myth, the legend. Here we go. I was just telling someone the other day about our start live streaming. How we'd call conference each other in when you were in Paris and I was here in SF.
Yeah.
Just to talk about the new updates for Adobe XD, like the very first monthly updates.
And I moved just to join you.
Yeah, just to join you. You gotta be where the excitement is.
Skype doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, it's just not good enough. And now we have this amazing studio and this whole streaming deal. We've been doing the 3-day UX Live.
Friends, yeah. See Ryan.
Have all of our friends here.
Jarek, Jason, Anne. Good to see you.
It's an amazing community we've built.
Yeah.
So here we are. As I was mentioning, we announced a lot of exciting things last week at Max.
Yeah, and I will tell our friends on Slack.
Yes.
That we are live.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, if you didn't,
everybody should come check it out.
If you haven't joined the Slack channel yet, I will put the link in the chat. Or maybe, I see Adobe Live is in the chat, so maybe we can put the link and I will explain what this is. So we have opened public Slack channel for all of you who wants to learn more about XD. And if you have questions about XD, but also if you want feedback on your design.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have fun with the daily creative challenge, where we send a prompt every day. So I have some news. New daily creative challenge starting next week.
Next week.
Okay. So be ready, be on Slack.
Yes.
And Adobe Live will find the link so you can join the Slack channel. Hey, Peter.
Hey, Peter, what's going on?
Yeah, you were awesome this week.
So good. You made such amazing stuff in XD. It's great to see it. Munir, how's it going, man? And Jarek, how's it going, everyone? Great to see you on the chat. I'm excited to be back. I feel like we've had 2 weeks off of the Friday show.
Yeah, but what happened?
But so many things happened,
including my favorite announcement ever.
Oh my gosh.
XD, which is
I've been waiting.
The auto-animate feature.
Auto-animate.
So yeah, we just wanted today to have fun with auto-animate.
That's it. We've got no plan.
To give you some tips and tricks. So I will announce to our friends that we are live on Slack.
Excellent.
And you want to?
I have a little surprise. Maybe we can start there.
Okay.
This little something I whipped together this morning. So today, yes, we're going to be talking about auto-animate. Have you, Matthias? I missed you as well. Have you used auto-animate? Have you downloaded the update yet? If you haven't, it's just waiting there for you in the little Creative Cloud downloader. Go update so you can design along with us. So have you used auto-animate? We want to know. We're going to be walking you through both the basics and showing you some really cool things that we've been doing, some things that the team here, the Adobe XD team themselves have been making with it. Lots of exciting stuff. Maybe we even talk about, showcase some of the stuff we've been seeing online. People have been creating with we could show that. So if you guys have created anything in XD with auto-animate, tweet it at us and we'll do our best to pull it up and check it out. So it's super exciting.
Olivier says that auto-animate rocks.
Olivier, it's great to see you on the chat. I haven't seen you in a bit. Yeah, it does. It's amazing. So I don't know. Last week, I don't know if you caught us post keynote. There's so much going on. But Michael and I, we streamed. I was actually deathly ill. I had to go to the doctor the next day.
No.
Yeah.
But you survived.
But we made it through. Talk about auto-animate. But Michael made a little project.
The Mr. Talin app.
Yes, the Mr. Talin app.
Yeah.
This was amazing.
Still works today, is it?
Totally. Look at that. It's perfect. It's a perfect.
I'm glad you're wearing a hat.
Always. That's the signature thing. That was actually a big debate the very first time we did the Designing Adobe XD show. My wife said, "Don't wear the hat."
No.
And everybody on the live team was like, "You gotta wear the hat." And I was like, "All right, so hat one." Hey, Kate. There's Kate, one of my partners in crime from the PM team,
Kate.
the product management team from XD. Chris, great to see you, Chris,
Yeah,
on
Chris.
there. Friend of the stream as well. Nikat, great to see you. Gabriel, oh dude, it was so rough, man. It was rough. Okay, so here we go. Here's the animated Mr. Talin.
Yeah, so I'm trying to find.
How did this happen again? Oh, I think it was voice. This was cool because we also announced last week, if you didn't see it, voice support. You can now prototype with voice in XD.
Yeah, it was a mix.
It was a mix. So Michael had some voice prototyping going on.
I think I need to ask how are you today, and then I need to ask you something else.
Yeah.
Okay, and I can show. Hey, Talin, where is Michael? Okay, let's.
Oh yeah, that's
okay,
it. That's
okay,
right. All right.
that's
All right.
Okay, so I'm launching one watch. I move here,
Oh, look at that auto-animate.
launching the app,
Oh my gosh, so good.
and to speak, I need to use the press bar. Okay. Hey, Talin, how are you today? Maybe it's not that. Hey, Talin, how do you feel today?
What?
You don't feel good. Okay.
I feel all right.
Hey, Talin, where is Michael? Ooh, ooh.
I have no idea.
That's right. There was some speech playback. So good.
Okay, so I need to find a transition for this one.
Yeah. What was that
Don't
one?
get
What
angry.
was there?
Let's put it on your hat.
Yeah.
Okay, so how it works now with voice, you just have to say that the trigger is the voice.
Is the voice?
Okay. And then the command. So we say, hey, Talin, how are you? Okay. And then I will say auto-animate, very important.
Very important.
Ease out. Yeah, we can do a snap. I like the snap.
The snap.
It's
the
more
snap.
alive.
Yeah. Very snappy.
And we do it, let's see, that's 6 because you...
We want to
So we
see.
have
We want to see what's
yeah.
happening there. Yeah.
Okay, so now to prototype, you press space. Hey, Talin, how are you?
I am
Ain't-
not happy, Michael.
He's not happy. Okay.
I'm not happy, Michael, but I am so happy. That's not a fair representation.
That's weird.
It's not a fair representation, everyone.
So what's interesting is how do you create this also in terms of animation? So also, yeah, important. How do you make Talin speak? Okay, so on the screen, when you land on the screen, you will trigger with time something at 0 seconds. Now you have the action, speech playback, and you just type the sentence, and that's why
Plays
it
it
says,
back.
I'm not happy, Michael. So for the moment, we only have one voice, but you told me that you are working.
We are working
More
on
voices.
an MP3 support.
What? Ah, you can play an MP3?
Yeah. You
Oh
can
my
play-
God, this would be fun.
Sorry,
This
I'm
would
like
be
giving away the
fun.
game there, but voice in XD is a game changer. This is huge. I mean, I have created decks like to try and communicate like how I would design with voice for like one of the like Amazon devices or any of the other, like even the phone. And like how you do it, you put it in a slide and you have some text up next to it and you're just kind of simulating. But now here you can actually prototype and actually have someone else run through that prototype as well. It's exciting.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And someone was saying, I love this feature, but it's not intuitive how to make multiple comments on one screen. So you have to select multiple objects. It could be hidden objects too.
Yes.
That's a trick.
Yes, it is a trick.
Yeah, you just put the opacity to 0%, and that's the trigger for voice. So you can have on the same screen like 10 different comments.
Yeah,
everywhere.
and we'll walk through some of those tricks today too. But I had a little surprise.
But maybe I can show how to animate a face.
Yes,
because
do the
that's-
little animate of the face.
We want to talk about how to animate today. So I'm just duplicating, you see, the artboard. What it does is that it's also duplicating all the layers with the same names. So that's how it works. But well, I was amazed to discover that I can actually animate path. So that's something I had no idea.
No, it's so nice.
So if you select this, so that's how it works. Like you can just like, we will do
do a worried.
sad,
Yeah, it's a little sad.
just sad Talin.
And you can just add new points. It doesn't even matter. Like you don't have to have even the
No.
same amount of points.
We can do this.
There you go. You can do that.
And maybe you're so sad that you are like, Really depressed.
Very depressed. I'm very depressed today.
A manga.
Because people haven't tweeted me their cool things they've been making with auto-animate, so I'm very sad. So please tweet it. I mean, all the cool things you're making with auto-animate.
So, and that's it. So now if you go to prototype view, you select an object, just this one, say switch to this screen. We will do it on a tap this time, just for the example.
Yep.
Use auto-animate snap 0.6. And that's it.
So Caleb had a question. He wants to know actually how far you can take animating points. I don't know what the limit is yet.
No,
Caleb.
Depends on your computer.
It's like I said, we have some really amazing engineers on the Adobe XD team, and they're doing that math behind the scenes. And as far as I know, like there's no limit to the number of points it will transform between. In fact, it's true path morphing in that sense. So I'd love to see how far people pushed it. And this is a very simple example. And I have a little more complex example that I can maybe pull up here. Let me see if I can find it first.
Okay. So that's great. And then also, so one trick that you need to understand with use auto-animate is that if you want an object to appear and move, so it has also, this object has to be on the first frame. So let's say we want to add a drop. This is also something that took me some time. Okay, so we move here.
Darren, if you haven't tried it yet, go download the update. Yeah, you should go check it out. Make some stuff with us.
It's a big drop, huh?
Oh, I like it.
Okay, maybe it's smaller.
There,
okay.
That's good. That's good.
So I want it to be here. I will copy, paste. It automatically pastes in place.
Paste it on it, yep.
Okay, and on the first screen, so I will just move it up, change the opacity to 0.
Yep.
And that's it.
There you go. Easy. And now it'll animate between those two states. It's like it's visual keyframes. Oh, it's so slick. It's so good. It's so good. All right. Actually, on that, so I found my little weird experiment here. This is a pretty complex. I actually brought this in from Illustrator.
Oh.
So what I did was I really love a lot of the warping tools inside of Illustrator. So what I did was I had my lines here, and you can see they're all here named inside my layers panel. So I have this lines, and then I have the same lines, and I use the sort of path morphing like tool inside of Illustrator to create this kind of drag. This sort of like somebody ran their finger over the screen and really tugged at these lines. Yeah. And so I brought these in from Illustrator.
And Darren's asking, can you demonstrate how the drag feature works? So I think
yes,
we use drag.
yes, I'm going to use drag right now.
Yeah.
So so I have my two lines, and then I've created this hidden shape here because I need today in XD I need to have something to drag. So I'm going to drag this circle, and then over here on the other screen I have that same circle, and I'm going to just show it so you can actually kind of see kind of what's going on here, and then I'm going to. I've got a couple of things wired up here, but I'm just going to go back to this simple example real quick. So what I want to have happen is when I drag, I want it to look like almost as if it's dragging those lines. So I'm going to select my circle, which I'm going to turn off the opacity in a second.
Okay.
And I'm going to drag and drop, of course, and then select drag. And it's automatically going to choose auto-animate for me here, which is super slick. And then I don't necessarily need to choose any easing, but we'll just do that. Okay. So, and then of course I want it to appear as if it's hidden. So I don't actually want it there. I want to turn it off. So I have those two on each screen, and now that on drag. So now when I pop that open, to my preview screen, and again I'm kind of hacking it a little bit.
Yeah, but you have to be on the zone.
Yep. So I have to be on the zone to drag, and then I'm going to drag.
So good.
So there you go. And I was really just making some weird things. And again, I would probably go back and add the drag from the other object as well. So I can drag it back and forth. So there's my drag, auto-animate. So now I can kind of drag it back and forth.
Nice.
And this isn't, like I said, I was actually kind of talking with our engineers about this one because this is a pretty complex case. And I think if I had built all these lines inside of Illustrator and then, not inside of Illustrator, but inside of XD, and then added all the points, then I think it would sort of smooth some of these things out. But you can see it's a pretty amazing effect.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know?
I mean, for
Yeah.
and also it's a prototype. You want
Yeah,
just want
it's
to
just a
communicate an
prototype.
idea. I mean, it's,
I have
seriously,
another
it's
I have
awesome.
another state set up here too. Let me rewire it back up. Drag.
I don't know this one.
Ooh. Really getting weird with it.
So good.
So, but I'm really excited. I actually want to. I have a little surprise here.
Oh no.
This
Oh,
is
no.
my customized Michael Chase app, little applet here. So here's Michael. Here's my little version of Michael, all drawn inside of XD.
All drunk. That's what you mean, no?
No.
Look at this red nose.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. No.
Yeah.
No. I was just being taking some stylistic liberties here.
I like the creative direction. It's good.
Yes. So here's Michael inside of XD.
Yeah.
I drew all this in XD, which is
Seriously?
amazing. Right?
Wow.
Looks
Good
really
job.
good. Look at that. And I have a little meter down here. We can make Michael very cool, or we can make him very
Okay.
uncool.
So when
So-
I become cool, I look like you. That's the thing.
We add the hats. Let's
We
see.
can do auto-animate
Let's
to
let's
Talin.
see what happens.
Whoa,
Oh,
so cool.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, but what happens if I'm uncool?
Uncool. Okay, are you guys ready?
Let's see. Actually, it's cool in SF. actually.
No, that's actually I gotta say, like, this is all subjective.
Depends on the.
I should probably relabel that. But there you go. Also, I also wired it up as a drag here on the slider,
Oh, nice.
and you can slow it down and you can really see kind of what's going on.
That's so
But
cool.
yeah, I really like. Of course, I like the snap. So
Oh, the snap. Yeah, it's my favorite.
there you go.
Thanks. Looks great.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. And of course, we could do maybe actually we'll do a variation of this, and I'll sort of walk through like again how we can kind of do this. Maybe we do mad,
Okay.
Michael, and here we'll do sad. All right. So then I will then just copy and paste my artboard, and then over here for Mad Michael, let's go in here and now and let's
need to
tweak
be-
this a little bit.
Yeah. Pointy. There we go.
And we do the same thing with his other eyebrow as well. Make it very mad,
I'm mad.
and then do the mouth a little bit.
Oh yeah. Looks like a bad boy now.
And we need to maybe move the eyes a little closer together.
Ooh.
Oh, that looks so mad. Okay, so let's move our
Okay, so you move the cursor.
yeah.
And this is just a rectangle. This. Yeah.
This is it's actually just a line.
Yeah, a
The
line
little
that you extend.
slider.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do
nope.
this one. Oh, that's one. We stay that one there. Okay. Okay. So then I go here, and I'm just gonna now wire up the drag
Okay.
here.
Auto-animate, and that's
Yep.
it.
That's it.
That's
all-
crazy is that you just have to say
That's it.
auto-animate.
Auto-animate.
Jarek says, don't forget to show how to create a GIF. Okay.
Oh yes. Yes.
on
We're
my
gonna
list.
do that. It's on our list today.
I need to find the website.
There he is. He's very mad.
Oh, it's good, huh? Seriously.
It looks so good.
Wow.
Yes. Now we have Mad Michael Chase. And of course, we have to wire it back up on the other side as well. And I'll do this here too. Boom. Okay, drag. So now then we can drag him back. He's pretty happy. Of course, then we have to go and wire up and make him sad too, which will make us sad as well. So yeah, so those are some of the crazy things we could do with auto-animate. Again, as long as you have the same elements on each artboard.
And this I had no idea. Like, I got it for shapes,
Yeah,
when you're
yeah.
showing demonstrations. But when I realized that I can move like any path, any point, I was like, whoa, okay.
Yep.
It's getting serious. Yeah, maybe I can show you this example.
Yeah,
to give some
switch
tricks
over
also.
to, yep.
Somebody was asking about the drag.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Paco, if we switch to my screen. Here we go. Okay. So that's an example where I show how I did it. It's actually a more complex and more organic drag because it's a two-step drag.
Yep.
So it's
Yep.
like this, but I can go back, you see? And you see the elasticity here.
Ooh, yes.
Here we go. But then if I go over 50%, it will switch to the next one.
Oh, it's so nice. Oh, I love. Like, I think what really sells this to me is the little thing on the bottom.
Very alive.
Oh, so it's so alive. There's a
you
question
can
about
recolor.
Ryan. They don't have to be in the same order. They just have to be named the same. And in fact, you can get in some really funky situations if you just
You can change
name
the
things the
Z
same
order.
thing and you do some Z order. I don't think it animates the Z order, but you can end up getting some really nice effects. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, that's a really nice. Are you doing any timed stuff? Because you were doing like a timed thing.
Yeah, so that's the trick. So,
Yep.
yeah, if I try to...
Because that's again like auto animate is now one component. If you sort of you can combine that. So we saw you can combine auto animate with voice as your trigger, and you can combine auto animate with a timed transition. So you don't have to have any gesture to transition from one artboard to another. And again, as you start combining those pieces, you start being able to create these really, really amazing, really convincing, just really high fidelity prototypes. Yep.
So we just showed the transition between two screens, so we start understanding what's going on. So one mistake I've seen, thanks to our Slack channel, we still have like a lot of people sharing what they're working on.
We're going to share some of that stuff here pretty soon.
And
It's pretty amazing.
That's awesome. And then they have questions. And so the reflex that they might have is to say, okay, I'm here. That's my first screen.
Yep, that's your first state.
That's my second one. So if I do drag, it will drag everything.
Yep.
So actually, nothing will happen. So now if you do, we can do tap and a classic transition. So this is what you can still do and do a push left, for instance. Is it push left or right? I never know. Yeah, push left. I mean, that's still very good.
Pretty good.
But then to use the drag feature, actually you can also drag a transition.
Yeah, you can drag a transition as well.
But with auto-animate in this case, it won't work. So I will explain why. You see, it's like just doing a fade in, fade out.
Yeah.
Because again, like the elements, like all these layers, they are not in the first screen. So when you have like 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, and I saw this multiple times, the trick is just to group everything in the first screen. Okay, so here I will just cut this. I will paste
Put it inside the group.
here,
Slide it over. Yep.
and then just group everything. So now all my elements are in this screen. So when I switch to the second one, I'm just changing the position of a group. Okay, here we go. And now the drag will work.
Yep.
Okay, drag with auto animate. Now
So
I
the
can really
elements,
control.
there you go.
Here we go. Now I can control with the snap what's going on. Then the question I had, if you look at my first prototype, is when I switch here, I want this to appear after.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Information.
You want that kind of that sort of layered interaction.
So to do so, you need to use time transition. That's the trick.
You need to have that in between state, which I didn't notice that the first time.
And this is the in between state.
Yep.
So here, once I arrive here with my group.
You have the one before. You have the one before too.
Yeah.
Right.
I have the 3 of them.
Yep.
And here you cannot see, but I already have the elements. So maybe I can make them appear, but they are already on this screen.
Yep. Yep.
And when I transition to the artboard, they're actually moving and changing opacity.
Yep.
So that's the trick.
Oh, it's so slick.
And one more trick that I wanted to share. Oh yeah. So how to do the weird elastic stuff.
Yes. Yes.
So it's
so slick.
It's a 2-step transition.
Yep.
The first one here, actually, I do drag and auto-animate, but only to 50% of my transition. You know, I don't slide.
Yep.
And then when I release, so when I'm on this screen, I say directly move to the next one. So really directly,
no
time
delay.
0 seconds.
No delay.
Like move to the next one with auto-animate and
So
snap
there's
everything.
no gesture that you're tapping. You're just waiting for it.
So how does it
play
work?
through.
If this is 1, 2, and 3, I am on 1. I'm transitioning to 2. If I release here, it does 2 and 3.
Then plays through.
Yep.
That's so cool. And then you
So-
did the same thing with the green now, right? From the brown to the
And
green
the same,
card.
same with the green. At some point, you're right. There is one more trick that we like. This one.
Yep.
Yeah, we zoom in so you can see.
Yep.
So if I click here, you see that you can pen the scooter. So it's also an auto-animate feature actually. Although nothing is moving, so I could
Yeah.
use a transition
Yeah.
to. But that's something also that I discovered that is super interesting with auto-animate is that you can animate the mask.
The mask, that's what I was gonna say. That's one of the tips that I wanted to make sure we covered today. So
Yeah.
you can animate the mask.
So here actually the blue scooter is already here. You cannot see it.
Can't see it because it is inside
Yeah.
your mask.
It's so it's somewhere here. It's not this one, or maybe it's this one. But what I'm moving is just the mask. And to move the mask, so let's see if I can find the mask here, the path. You see?
Yep.
I'm moving the mask now. This is what I animate.
That's so cool.
So I just use like a recolor, stuff in Photoshop to create 3 PNG
Yep.
at the same size. You just layer them, and you can just pen your scooter. Yeah. That's super easy.
That's so cool. Yeah, there's again like any object can really be animated, right? And so even if the object is hidden, even if it's a mask, even if it's inside of a pathfinder, like maybe you've done a union. So like I was just thinking like maybe we could
maybe you
like
can
do
show
a little,
that.
just a little experiment from the ground up. So let's just play with something here. Let's just make like 2 shapes. And I was inspired by one that I saw on Twitter. So we're gonna try this out. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make a moon transition into a sun. Right. So what I'm gonna do?
I know which one.
Yeah. So I'm going to subtract those. So I've got my moon.
Okay, so that's
Right.
the Pathfinder.
So that's the Pathfinder, right?
Okay.
And if you double click in, right, you've got those 2 shapes. Those 2 shapes are still there, right? And what I want to do is when I tap the moon, I want it to turn into a sun. So let's do this here. And now again, like I'm not going to swap different shapes. I'm actually just going to animate that circle out of the subtraction. Now I have my sun, right? It's still inside that masked subtraction group, right? So it's already hidden.
so good.
So let's try this out. Let's just see how it goes. Let's do prototype. Let's just do a tap, and let's do auto animate, and let's snap because we love the snap.
I guess we have to snap to that.
And let's do a little longer just so we can see it happen. And let's see what goes down here.
Yeah.
So
It's
so
drawing
easy.
everything in real time. It's crazy.
It's so good. And actually, I want to try the wind up because I actually haven't done the wind up in a while. I'm gonna do the wind
Yeah,
up.
so what is the wind up?
Yeah, let's.
So snap, I get it. Snap, it does.
It just snaps in and kind of has a little.
And comes back.
Yep.
So it goes
yep.
a little bit over and comes
Yep.
back.
So the wind up kind of, it kind of like starts and then goes. If that makes sense.
Ah, okay. So like
Kind of pulls back and then
pulls back
releases.
and then you.
Yeah. So let's try it now.
So snap, but the opposite of snap. It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell on that one. That's not a great example. Let's try the bounce. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's cool. Boom.
Ah, yeah, bounce is cool.
Boom. Okay, but of course this doesn't quite look like a sun yet, so let's add the rays around it real quick. Let's add some rays happening here.
And I saw someone in the chat was asking, and I just try like, can I animate gradients? So the gradients actually and colors and stuff, they won't animate.
Not
So
yet.
Not.
It's a really hard problem, but we're gonna try and do it.
Yeah. So you should ask the Flash team. It was in Flash.
It was in Flash. It was indeed in Flash. Okay.
But it's so what it does now is that it will just display the new color. So if you do like red and blue, you won't go through purple. It was just animate in red, go to the next artboard and show the blue. Yeah. Oh, what are you designing now?
Okay, I'm gonna design the rays here. And we want the rays to pop out of the sun. All right. So I'm just gonna design these real quick.
Paul is saying sometimes auto-animating in a push menu, okay, from on canvas gives a slight flickering. Oh.
Oh, you know what? I know what that is. Hold on a
Yeah.
sec. I ran into this. It was double check all your transitions. It might be there might be something off. I ran into that and I'm trying to remember how I fixed it.
You found a workaround?
Yeah. Well, I found like what it's just like as you're juggling all the elements and all the different transitions and everything like that. Yeah, what happens is like one thing gets turned on, and yeah, I'm gonna remember in just a second like how I fix that. But first, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna animate these rays popping out.
Okay.
Because we're gonna group that, and I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna paste it over here.
Marshall says, "Hey, I have a new feature: distribute with angle property." Yeah. Wait.
I was trying not to think about that, even though that would have made like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Idea.
Anyone from the XD team, if you're on the chat today or you're gonna watch this later, we should have this feature, kind of like repeat grid. Instead, though, it repeats in a circle. In a circle. What would you call something like that?
You should ask the Illustrator team.
Yeah. Opening up old wounds. Okay, let's check this out now. Woo!
Oh, it's so cool.
Gosh, that's so
That
cool.
was nice.
So nice. So nice.
And you play with the opacity. Okay.
Yeah, I played with the opacity and I essentially just scaled it.
It's a bit weird.
It's still hanging in there.
It comes from the back. Oh,
yeah,
it's not
it
bad.
comes from the back. It's not bad. It's a good start. I think there's a couple different.
Maybe you can add like a circle, a white circle.
Yes,
That
that's
would
right.
be
Yes, that's what we need to do. We need
like
to
a
add
fake mask, and
we'll
would
just
be great.
grab that and do that.
Yes.
We'll make it white. We'll put it behind. Put it one above. Here. Bam. Okay.
Oh my god, it's so fast. Oh yeah.
There it is. Look at that. Slick. I wanted to show you one other one. This is actually, like we've seen a lot of app designs, because that's what XD was made to do, is to use mobile apps. But what we end up doing a lot is making presentations as a team.
Oh.
And Kate, who was on the stream, she and I had a session at Max, and we actually made a presentation.
Zareb is asking, can we only apply the bounce to the rays and snap to the sun? So
Ooh, yeah, not yet.
It's from one
yeah.
artboard to another
Yeah.
one. It's not per object.
It's all the objects. But if I wanted to do that, I could do some of the tricks that Michael was doing with the time transitions.
Where you do first the
Yeah.
sun, and then you time, and you say, okay,
Yep.
directly move to the sun. Maybe we can show it.
Yeah, we can definitely. Let's do
it's
it.
very easy
Let's
to do.
actually go back. Let's go check it out. Let's see if we can do that. Okay. So
Let's call it the Michael's transition.
yeah, Michael's transition.
Let's brand
Okay.
this.
Okay. Let's brand.
So this, don't delete it because
I'm going
but you need the
to
first one.
Yep. We need the first.
Maybe with your layers you can catch it.
Yep. It is this group there.
Okay. This, it's there, but in the back.
Yeah. There it is.
And it becomes this.
Yep.
So in prototyping,
Prototype mode. We're
So
gonna select
once
the
you're
whole
there,
artboard.
it's
Do
a time, 0
time.
seconds,
0 seconds.
and you want it bounce. So bounce for the rays.
Bounce for the rays, and we're gonna
And
do
you want
something
it
else
snap
for
for-
snap for
for the sun.
the sun. Okay, let's check it out.
Let's try.
Let's try it out. Okay, here we go. That's pretty good.
Easy.
That's pretty slick. I mean, that's one of the things, and I've talked about this before, but one of the things about XD, and really had this idea of like design at the speed of thought, and you're really trying to help you, give you the tools that you needed to do your work. Great design, drawing, motion interaction. Because if you had them all together, then that freed you up from having to jump into different applications or copy and paste a lot of elements or go back and update and come back into another app. If you had all those tools together, the idea was that you could push your design further, faster, right? And you could keep just seeing kind of like, oh, let me try this, and that kind of goes into the details of the app as well, like Pathfinder, right? That if you guys notice that even like the details of the Pathfinder, that it's non-destructive, that those pieces are still there and they're still live for me to edit, right? That I don't have to go and do undo, or have to keep a separate copy somewhere.
This is so good.
Right, like all of that sort of like those little things that would slow you down inside of Illustrator or Photoshop. We really want to to clear the deck. So you felt like, oh, what if we tried it this way? What if we did it this way? Like it's just there and it's ready for you to try. So yeah, that was
good.
really, yeah.
So you wanted to show that you make presentations
Yes.
in your team?
Yeah, I'm gonna do one more thing because I always wanted to.
You want to rotate
I
something?
want to rotate it.
Oh, it's so predictable. Designers.
But let's see if this happens. I don't know if this is gonna do it. Okay, and then
Yeah, maybe we should ask, like, who is in the chat has a animation background? Maybe as a Flash designer, or maybe using After Effects. What did you do?
you can see it. It was too fast. But here, watch this. Here we go.
Whoa, that was fast.
That was fast. Let's slow that down a little bit. Let's slow that down a little bit. Let's have it do like 6 seconds, or 5 seconds. Let's see what it does. Okay.
Osama has an animation background. Here we go. That's
Oh my
cool.
gosh.
That's nice.
All right. Sorry.
That's nice.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. And again, that was actually a little detail that the engineers worked really hard to do. Was we actually had to go back in and look at how we defined rotation, so that we would be able to actually make that happen.
Oh, so how do you do that?
So now you can go all the way to 360. Before, in a lot of other programs, you reset back to 0. But now you can define 360 so that we can animate from 0 degrees to 360 degrees. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
The engineers would have to probably explain it much better.
But
just
you cannot
just
do
so we
two
can do.
rounds. So it's one.
We could do here. We'll do 2 rounds. Watch this.
But you duplicate. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let me do.
Yeah.
I'll do this, and then I'll do.
Oh, I see what you mean. You can type 360
Timed
so it rotates everything.
5 seconds. Okay, here we go. Let's try. Let's try it again.
Good to know. It will rotate again.
Oh, okay, I'm at. There's
No,
something.
that's a snap. That's just the easing, but
that's right. It's the
that
easing
makes
thing.
sense.
Yep. So yeah,
Cool.
you just keep that thing rolling. Just keep.
Can
it
you do
spinning.
it like a color spin rotation, like the timer dial type of thing?
Yeah,
I think I saw something.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, let's the team has done this. Actually,
if the color is fixed,
the
I mean,
color
if we
or
work-
it's inside of a mask.
Yeah,
That's
the color is inside of the mask.
that's really cool too. So
It will work.
yeah, let's do this. If we could do so, let's do our little counter bar here. Let's do, and then we'll do a big old gradient here.
Mm-hmm.
And your gradient here. Okay, do this one. Do like a purple.
A good XD gradient.
A good XD gradient. So if I wanted to, again, like we could do. Is we
Someone
actually
is asking, Marsha is asking if will the Mac version of XD get the drag bar for values? What is this? When you drag to change a value, I guess.
Oh, that's a good question.
Huh.
I don't know. I don't think it's come up, Marshall. You could maybe suggest that on user voice.
So yeah, if you visit adobexd.uservoice.com, I'm sure someone is discussing this feature, so you can either join the conversation, also vote for this feature, and maybe the team is already talking about this, so maybe it's in the backlog and we don't know.
Yeah. So here I'm actually just going to kind of trigger this so we can see it.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
It's very subtle. I think we do
I
some
saw
bigger
it.
changes.
I saw it.
Yep.
But yeah, you need to work on the mask.
Yeah, we need to work on the mask, and again, like, that's what we'll do. We'll animate the mask. Here, watch this. This is what we're gonna do. We're actually gonna almost like it's like gonna get progressively from here. Oh, that is cool. That's pretty nice.
That's good.
Actually. And it sort of changes gradient like as it's growing. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Nice. Oh yeah, so let's show. I wanted to show this presentation because I did some cool stuff with timed on this presentation. I was very happy about this. So this was from Kate and mine presentation session at Max on collaboration.
Ah, cool.
Of course, big topic. That's actually the XD team.
That's the XD team.
Right there.
I see you. I see Lane.
There's the hat. It's Lane. Yeah. So, and then, I wanted to sort of introduce,
Okay.
here's Kate and I,
Yeah.
right? And I had all these sort of presentation elements, and then here's where the fun starts.
That's good.
So I had a little talk track.
Yeah, you talk a lot. You don't say anything, but you talk.
Yeah. So and like you can kind of, again, we were really using these for, again, like presentation. It just kind of like have this nice little timing, and then again, we're using some illustrations as part of it.
Looks great.
Yeah, it turned out really nice. And there are some other really subtle
it's easy
things
to share also.
Yeah.
You publish the prototype.
Yeah.
You can export a PDF, just share it. Whoa, okay.
So we were doing, you can animate images that you bring in or masks. And again, I'm sort of combining now a bunch of things, our traditional transitions here. And I started doing some things where I actually ended up having things happen that I didn't realize. And I had these elements, and you can see on the screen, both this subhead and this little bar here.
You played with the bar?
I was just copying and pasting. Let's see, where is it? And they started to animate, and I didn't even intend to that. Look right there. See it? And I was like, oh, that totally works. We'll go see it again. So, right, I've got those there, that's just because I was copying and pasting and tweaking my slides, and it just just happened. It was like happy little accidents.
And talking about this, like watching your presentation, I think you showed me a sample of responsive text.
Oh yes, yes.
I didn't know that you could animate also the text size.
Yep. Let me find that. No, that's this. Okay. So I was talking with my team about responsive text.
Yeah.
And I was talking to some of our type team as well, and I wanted to kind of illustrate kind of the rules around text. And what I did was I ended up building this prototype to actually show, again, the responsive rules around text as it goes from wider to smaller. Sort of keeping good proportions, scaling proportionally, to make sure we have good line length. And I was using Tim Brown, who's an amazing type designer here at Adobe, using some of his words from his book. Again, this was really inspired by his book about responsive typography and responsive layout. If you guys haven't checked it out, you should go check it out on a list apart.
Okay.
So I made this little visual demonstration of those rules.
Okay, so you just changed the text size.
So what I did here, here I have and we'll just make it again because it's always fun. So I've got my artboard here. And then what I want to do is I want to show that when you go down to a smaller size, I want to show the rules on this. And so what I'm doing is I'm changing the text box size, but I'm also changing the size of the type.
Yeah, let's go extreme so they can see.
Yep. Take some of that down.
Okay.
And then take down some of that.
Okay.
And then I was moving this up and that as well. And then I'll take this and I'll move the bar in like that.
Okay.
Right. So then on tap, auto-animate, and of course use the snap because we love the snap. And just for fun, I'm also going to do it back because I love doing that. So when we go.
Oh my God, it's so good. And you see the text at the end,
Yep.
Deciding on which word, where is the break line. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I had no idea when you were
I know,
that.
and so I'm still figuring out like all the sort of cool things that we can do. And I wanted to share, and if you guys haven't seen this, you should check it out. Our intern / now official hire, Sam.
Congrats, Sam.
Sam, yes, he made.
Oh, he made something crazy.
Amazing. Well, he's made some amazing stuff.
He made a movie.
And he made. That was the one. Let's see where. He made this reel.
Yeah, we should play the reel.
Wait, let's play the reel. Let me go into full screen mode here. And he posted this on Twitter, so you guys can go look at Sam Anderson's account and check this out. But this is some of the stuff that we've created as a team using auto-animate.
This one is crazy.
Yeah, that one's crazy.
Nice. With a snap. Oh,
this one too. This one, oh my gosh.
I don't want to know for this one. The fridge, like.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, I don't want to know. This one is
beautiful.
beautiful.
So nice. So nice. That one is really.
Oh yeah, the wallet.
Yeah, the wallet's good, but those things. Look at those.
Oh, so great.
Oh my gosh.
Gradients. Opacity. That's
So
great.
good. So good.
Maybe we should show how to share, like we wanted to show
Yeah, let's
how
do
to
that.
create a GIF.
Do that. Let's do it.
Okay.
Michael has this really amazing.
Yeah, so I did some research for you. So let's say you want to share this on Twitter, Instagram.
Oh, I just want Ryan. You can't animate the type yet, but you can do something like you're mentioning in that example for the clock face with masks.
Yeah.
Really,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. You can have two columns of text inside of a mask, and you can auto animate them inside the mask. We can show it. I know that if we don't make it today, we could post an example of that. So yeah,
So-
Ryan, we can show you how. Okay,
That's
do.
cool.
We're gonna show you how to share a GIF.
Yeah. So there are some social networks such as Behance where you can directly publish a video, actually.
Yeah, and a video.
Like you don't need to create a GIF, but I think that Dribble is working on this, but it's not the case. Like Dribble, you have to upload a GIF, but I think they're working on handling MP4. So
It's out there. They released it.
just for beta testers. I think it's just for beta testers.
Oh, it's just for okay. It's just for
No, did you control
not
it?
everybody has access to it yet. Okay.
And so let's see. Okay, it can be useful.
Yep. Okay.
So the first thing you want to do is to record your screen. So if you're on a Mac, it's easy because it's part of XD. If you're on Windows, it's part of Windows 10. I think the shortcut is the Windows key and G, I think. But you can confirm in the chat. But the idea is to record your screen. So on Mac, it's easy. I just start. And when you record a preview on a Mac, wait for 2 seconds. Don't do directly like I click and you start interacting. Because it takes time to load the recorder. So I will just click, wait, here we go. Just record my demo. And keep it short. It's better to keep it under 10 seconds, okay? I will explain why. So movie test, okay, Vespa test, here we go. So now I have this MP4. One option, so maybe I should show the old school option. What do you think?
All
Should I
right.
show the old school one?
Show the old school one.
So, in your opinion, what is the old school one?
Well,
If I asked you like 6 months ago, how to create a GIF?
I may be cheating because I use a GIF capture program on my desktop.
Kidding. But with Creative Cloud.
I don't even know where to start. I think I would take it into After Effects,
Whoa.
and I would
And then what?
export the PNG sequence,
And then what?
and then put it in Photoshop, and then export the GIF. That's how I've done it in the past. This is a while ago. Now, again, like as
That's
with
painful.
anything in our programs,
That's painful.
everybody's got their own way to do things. So,
Oh, look, I have a picture open. That's right. Let's guess.
Gus, all right.
Yeah.
It's a good picture,
It's
Gus.
very fashionable these days. Okay, so
It's Kathleen. Kathleen always. That's what he said. She always takes care.
So what you can do actually is drag and drop a video on Photoshop. You don't have to export the sequence
What?
of PNG.
When did that get added? I have no.
No, it's very recent. It was maybe 8 years ago. And then once you have the video, so you have to save for the web. So
Okay.
I know the shortcut, but I don't know where it is in the menu. It's save for the web. It's legacy.
Legacy.
It's for old people.
For
It's for
those.
legacy people like me.
Yep.
So you use the save for the web legacy. And then you see this.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
be ready.
It's doing it.
Be ready
doing
because
it.
you will get it a lot. So that's the thing is that for huge video, I mean, it's not huge, but like for video files like this, if you ask Photoshop to create an animated GIF, it can. It will just like take a lot of resources. You have a lot of control because that's what I like. I can control the color palette.
There's some gold
If I want the blue to be the exact blue I have in mind, then
I mean, this is for video, right? Like
Yeah, that's a video.
That's the legacy part of it, not for all the hip UX design export needs. That's
No,
the
no,
new
no, no.
stuff. Yeah.
So if I start playing here actually directly in Photoshop, it will start moving in a minute, you see? So I see like each frame, I
Yep.
can control everything.
Yep.
And then I save the GIF. But then I was like, okay, is there another tool? And I found something online that I really like. It's terrible design.
What? Just does it for you.
Just,
Does all of that for you. Just
Built in
automates it. Hey, Nell, how's it going?
the worst logo ever, but it works very well. So, video to GIF converter. It's called Easy.
Easy.
Like Kanye.
That's actually my nickname for my son. His name's Ezra.
Ah,
I call him Easy.
Easy. EasyGIF.com. And then you can say, choose the video file and upload. And that's it.
There you go.
So it will create the GIF for you. So it's not an Adobe service, but I really like it. It will create it so in the cloud. But what I like is all the options.
Oh, look at that.
So you can automatically resize it.
Nice.
You can control the frame rate. So that's why I say keep it under 10 seconds. So you can keep a 25 beautiful frame rate.
Yep. Very nice.
I think that Dribble is expecting, for instance, 800.
Yep.
And boom, you convert it again. And there is a cat, which is super cute.
Hey, I bet we could animate that in XD.
Seriously, yeah. It's not easy though.
No, it would take some
great
work.
animation, actually.
Take some work. But we could totally.
And
how's it going today, Samrat?
Look at the quality.
Oh,
it's a GIF. And they do an amazing job.
Nice. Wouldn't it be great,
and you can,
though?
And you can still optimize.
Oh, you can go from there.
You can resize. So once the GIF is ready, you say, okay, so now it's 6 megabytes, okay? And I say, okay, optimize it. So you have different settings, like low-seed GIF. You say, okay, optimize. And again, it's running in the cloud. I can keep working.
I mean, wouldn't it be great, though, if there was, like, a way to... You could just get an animated GIF, like, out of XD, like, of your animations. I don't know if the engineers are watching. If the engineers... Well, actually, or... Go, everybody, right now, today who's watching, go to our user voice, adobeXD.uservoice.com, and
let's vote for that.
Vote that up right now. If it's not there, like put it on there. GIF export from animated GIF export from XD.
But look, the good job they are doing. Maybe you can connect to this platform.
That's pretty good.
It could be in the cloud, actually.
Oh, what if we had a plugin?
It could be a plugin.
Oh, it could be a plugin. Oh, speaking of plugins, that's actually a really good idea. So next week, just to give a little plug, next week on Designing Adobe XD, we're going to be making a plugin live on the stream.
We need to watch.
So anyone who's interested, and you don't have to be an engineer or a coder at all.
It's the first, no? It will be the first time.
It's the first time we show that. We are going to bring on Peter Flynn, who's one of our lead engineers, and he and I are going to make a plugin and show you how to, and you guys can make it along with us. Show you how to make a plugin for XD, and that'll be next week, same time, 12 o'clock Pacific, on Friday. And we're gonna. So if you guys have any good ideas of plugins, like GIF, exporting GIF.
Why not? In the cloud?
That could be... I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to toss that into the mix. That would be amazing. And then we're also going to then post it on Git so everyone can go and actually download it and install it in XD.
So Osama, it will be on Friday, 12 p.m. Next week. Every week. We have this show with Talin and the XD team. It's time to say goodbye, actually. So thanks, everyone, for watching. And stay tuned because we have a bonus exclusive new show today.
What is it? Oh, really?
Yeah, with Irene and David. They are both students, and they will own the show. Okay, it will start in 5 minutes, and they will show you how to make your photos more Insta-worthy using Lightroom Mobile. So,
that's great.
If you want to learn more,
I'm gonna stick around for that.
Yeah, how to create, enhance your pictures on your phones, Android, iOS. Lightroom Mobile is free. Download it now and watch Irene and David in about 5 minutes on behance.net/live. And also a reminder, so next week we start a new XD Daily Creative Challenge, okay? It will be announced on Slack. You will get on
Join the Slack.
Join the
Slack. We'll be in there. We'll give you feedback as we go.
But
it'll be exciting.
It will be cool. Okay, thanks, Talin.
Thank you.
That was fun.
Dude, always. It's always good.
And see you all. And
thanks everybody for joining us.
And we'll be back in 5 minutes. See you all.
See ya.